The reviewing of tourism levies, license fees, permits, and any regulatory requirements by government is a major issue that in the last week you have seen government going back to review the situation, and in that review we have seen a situation where we have at least some reprieve for the ease of doing business as well as the cost of doing business. Government, in consultation with the tourism industry through the private sector tourism representative body, which is the Tourism Business Council of Zimbabwe, came up with a raft of measures meant to deepen and broaden the competitiveness of Destination Zimbabwe as a prime destination both for tourists as well as for investment in the country, in this sector. In this regard, government through a 26th of August 2025 cabinet briefing took a definitive decision on tourism levies, license fees, permits, and have been weighing down the tourism industry. Importantly, the levies and taxes and permits were slashed to between 25% and 50%, with some of the levies actually being dropped out altogether. So, and as industry, we are very glad and very happy with that situation. This is, of course, a very positive development, and the industry applauds government on this strategic move, which should help industry regain some of its competitive leverage. Needless to say, numerous levies, licenses, and permits were a huge albatross on the tourism sector, with the net effect of making Destination Zimbabwe uncompetitive amongst its regional peers. The tourism sector now awaits the full implementation through the necessary legislative frameworks by government in the shortest possible time to allow for the benefits of these pronouncements to bear fruit at operator level. In the midterm, the tourism industry is appealing for government to put lasting measures and solutions that will facilitate the industry to contribute more meaningfully to the gross domestic product beyond the current 12%, with annual foreign currency receipts of $1.2 billion and create more employment beyond the 30,000 employment figures that we are given. With the target towards our $5 billion economy for the tourism industry by 2030, more investments in the following strategic areas are obviously expected. Road infrastructure is a major issue for the development of tourism, for the growth of tourism. Key tourism enablers that require government's urgent attention include, but not limited to, road infrastructure in tourist-heavy routes. Buluwayo Victoria Falls Road, for instance, Harare Kariba Road, the Eastern Highlands roads, and so on. All these are very key and important for the development of tourism. We also want to look at the airports as some of the major infrastructure developments which are required. To facilitate seamless destination connectivity across the country and attract more inbound tourists, TBCZ further appeals to government to invest more in airports, notably in the Eastern Highlands, Masvingo, and revive the same in Kariba. And of course, Hwange is also not forgotten. Capacitation of Air Zimbabwe with proper equipment is very key and very important. Those airports, without the national airline actually playing its role in terms of connecting people, both within the country, the region, as well as internationally, is a major issue to consider. and make sure that we actually do ourselves right by them being capacitated. Electricity availability. Power infrastructure and generation has been a huge challenge in sustaining operations within the sector due to sometimes rolling power outages. The use of diesel generators to keep the operations running, it, this comes at a very high cost. As you know, there are huge costs involved with fuel that you have to, and that you have to consider when you're running generators.